Namaskar and welcome to this exciting episode of Sattology, debunking mythology. Sat means truth, logos means a study or science, Sattology means the science of truth or study of truth. Opposite of that is mythology, which is science of fake lie imagination, study of fake lie imagination. Now, if you go to Wikipedia, and today's topic, what we're discussing, Shatpath Brahmana, go to Wikipedia and search for it. Your head will turn like this because you'll see the fool's paradise over there, writing Neo-Vaishnavism, Rigvedic god Vishnu, and mythology of Hindu scriptures. And so please do not go there. The Shatpath Brahmana commentary on Wikipedia is like Latapatha Brahmana commentary. If anyone can understand Hindi, you can get it. Okay. So anyway, but today we have someone who has studied it and is going to share for the first time on our show. This is a new topic on Sattology. So without delay, let us welcome Dr. Aparna Dhir Khandelwal. I hope I do not mess up the name.
Namaste. Namaste, Aditya. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you so much. You're very welcome. So before we start off, whenever we start taking these names, we know it's a commentary. Taittiriya Brahmana is a commentary, or it's a commentary. Maybe call it darshan. Is it darshan? You can call it a darshan, a viewpoint.
Not just a darshan, more than that.
Okay, so these words make rest of the Hindus feel that they are so less knowledgeable. So just for the common understanding, how do you simplify the meaning of Shatpath Brahmana?
So if you are talking about just simplifying the word Shatpath, then it says Shat means 100. You all know 100 is Shat.
Yes.
And Path means path.
Uh-huh.
Path, you can say road.
Yes.
So any path or 100 road, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
Or otherwise, you can say, in a simplified manner, you can say 100 ways. Not to 100 ways for what? 100 ways for what we are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
For the moksha, the ultimate goal. Mm-hmm. To reach out that goal, we need to cross these, we need to walk out these 100 ways of knowledge.
Awesome. So when we talk about beautiful now, Shatpath Brahman. Now when you use the word Brahman, what it conveys?
See, if you are talking about like Brahman as a
no,
word,
in this title
only, no. See, as a layman, he or she can think that it is a book on caste or something like that, but it is not like that. It is one of the Vedic scripture, or we can say that post-Vedic mantra. It is a kind of a literature which is known as Brahmana.
So again, we come back to this one, and I know you have a beautiful slide presentation on this. So when you say Shatpath Brahmana, and you mentioned the word post-Vedic, pre-Vedic, Vedic, and if you look at the modern context, it is post-modernism, pre-modernism, ancient, and Bronze Age, Gold Age, Iron Age, all these different ages. Did the Vedic age ever ended? Because we are in Kali Yuga today. It's part of the Vedic age.
Good, very nice, Aditya ji. If you ask this question to a Vedic student like me, so for us, like Vedic age never ends, because
never ends.
we are still living with those Vedic thoughts. Even
totally
the modern generation also, if they are following some rituals like that, so they are in the Vedic age only.
That's right. Like even today, you do Hanuman Puja, again Vedic. You do Dhyan, you do Gayatri Mantra, you're still following the Vedic customs. So Vedic age never ends, according to me. It's cyclical.
Even you are an environmentalist, then also you are following Vedic age.
That's right. So when you say Yajurveda is a beautiful Veda. In the Yajnavalkya story, we know that how he was punished also, but he wrote a commentary, which was he was later on punished. And if you look at Yajurveda, then Vaishampayan was the disciple of Vyasadeva who was authorized with Yajurveda. He's the same one who spoke Mahabharata also, and he's the same in the if you look at Bhagavad Puran also, he's mentioned as one of the speakers. The same person. And Yajnavalkya comes second or third level down. So what is it special in Yajnavalkya's Shatpath Brahmana commentary than any other commentaries?
See, first of all, you talked about the Ved Vyasa, and you talk about he's the same person for that literature also, for that book also, for that other thing. So I think, like, my surname is Dhir, so my father is also Dhir, my grandfather is also Dhir. So same ways Ved Vyas can be like that. We can take that as like that also. And also in the case of Yagyavalkya, as you said, see, when we read Shatpath Brahman, we found a lot of things, like as you said, darshan in that. Not only darshan, there is a lot of vigyan also. There is a lot of phonetic sounds, the subject called philology or philosophy, and then on the phonetics also. So such kind of, when you explore Shatpath Brahman, you yourself found what is so unique about that.
Mm-hmm. So you can show the presentation slides and then we'll continue the discussion.
Yeah, I like to share a few slides only.
Yeah.
So as you can see here, that I'm going to talk about the Shatpath Brahman, and that is where it stands in the whole Vedic literature. That should be known. There are a lot of books which we can say, but it is only the Vedas, that in the form of mantras, are four, as you all know, that Rig Veda, Yajurveda, and Samveda and Atharveda. Then after that, all other literature is written, whereas the मूल शाखा जो हम जिसकी बात कर रहे हैं, मंत्र, जिनको हम मंत्र कह रहे हैं, they are revealed to the rishis, Vedic rishis. So in that sense, we can say that each and every shakha of the Ved has its own Brahmana, then Aranyak literature, then Upanishad literature, then Sutra literature, and so on. So talking about the Shatpath Brahman, as you all know, that Yajurveda is divided into two major streams, like Shukla Yajurveda and Krishna Yajurveda. And Shatpath Brahman belongs to the Shukla Yajurveda. And that too, in Shatpath Brahman also, there are two recensions. That is the Kanva recension and the Madhyandin recension. Why we are talking about the recensions? Recensions is nothing but the styling of the literature in which it is written, or it was taught. It was being taught during that era. So as we are talking about the Brahmin literature now, what is Brahmin literature? It is not at all related to the society or the caste system or any other thing like that. It is basically when we have a lot of mantras, when we have the mantras in the Rig Vedic era and then Yajurvedic era, then after that they are called as Sangitai. Then after that Sangitai, because it has all the Vedic prayers to please Vedic God, to please natural gods. So in that sense, जब उन देवताओं को प्रसन्न करने के लिए जो क्रियाकलाप किए जाने लगे, जिनको होम इत्यादि हम कहते हैं, यज्ञ कहते हैं, ऐसी जो विद्या जिसमें निहित है, उन्हीं ही ब्राह्मण ग्रंथ कहते हैं. और ये जो है, जिसको हम कहेंगे कि ये विशिष्ट है, इनमें बहुत अधिक याग अनुष्ठान का विस्तृत वर्णन है. और यज्ञों का, why all those ritual practices are needed, उनका साइंटिफिक, आदि भौतिक, आध्यात्मिक परिशीलन इन ब्राह्मण ग्रंथों में देखने को मिलता है. And moreover, like the Sangita literature is related to the, as I said earlier, it is like a prayers only. But किसी भी प्रेयर को परफॉर्म करने के लिए देयर शुड बी अ गृहस्थ होना जरूरी है उसके लिए. और बेसिकली उसी से हमारा, और सिर्फ गृहस्थी नहीं, अन्य जन भी इसको कर सकते हैं उन रिचुअल्स को. लेकिन साथ ही हम जैसे कहते हैं समाज का दर्पण होती हैं किताबें, तो उसी तरह से ये जो ब्राह्मण ग्रंथ है वो समाज का दर्पण है. उस समय का जिस समय के ब्राह्मण ग्रंथ है, उस समय का जो सोसाइटी में रहने का तरीका था, जिस तरह से लोग आपस में मिलते थे, खाते थे, जैसे भी, वो सब रिचुअल्स के थ्रू, रीति रिवाज, उन सब का जो वर्णन है वो ब्राह्मण ग्रंथों में देखने को मिलता है। साथ ही जो मानवों के कर्तव्य थे, सिर्फ गृहस्थ आश्रम की बात मैंने मुख्य रूप से कही, लेकिन अन्य भी जो मैंने बताया, समाज का दर्पण है ये लिटरेचर, तो यहाँ पर जितने करणीय और अकरणीय हमारे कर्तव्य थे उनके विषय में भी यहाँ पर बहुत अधिक वर्णन मिलता है। साथ ही जैसा मैं अभी बता भी रही थी कि सिर्फ सृष्टि, सिर्फ हम ये कहें कि दर्शन है, ऐसा नहीं है। सृष्टि विषयक वर्णन और भी वास्तु विषयक वर्णन, बहुत सारे वर्णन यहाँ देखने को मिलते हैं ब्राह्मण ग्रंथों में। इसी तरह इसलिए हमें कहीं ना कहीं वी कैन कॉल ब्राह्मण लिटरेचर एज एन encyclopedia. So it is very much important, and today we are going to discuss an introduction on the Shatpath Brahmana only. So why it is important? It is the Vipul Kai. क्यों ये विशाल काय है, बहुत बड़ा है। क्यों इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है? क्योंकि इसके अंदर, जैसा मैंने भी बताया था, इसमें 100 चैप्टर्स हैं। These 100 chapters are nothing but the 100 ways to attain liberation. So it is very much important, and कोई ऐसा यज्ञ अनुष्ठान नहीं है जो शतपथ ब्राह्मण में ना हो। बाकी ब्राह्मण ग्रंथों में भी है, लेकिन विस्तृत या विस्तार पूर्वक चर्चा हमें शतपथ ब्राह्मण में ही मिलती है। सो इट इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड इसीलिए कहा भी जाता है कि इस तरह का ग्रंथ कोई दूसरा है ही नहीं जिसकी हम तुलना कर सकें। शतम पंथानु यत्र शतपथः, जैसा मैंने पहले ही बताया था 100 पार्ट्स के बारे में। सो नाउ व्हाई इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, अगर हम थोड़ी सी इसमें बात करना चाहें तो बहुत ही शॉर्ट में मैं इस बात को रखना चाहूंगी। अक्सर हम लोग इस चीज को रखते हैं और कहते हैं कि टाइम यूनिट्स के बारे में, अब रिचुअल्स हैं तो टाइम यूनिट्स तो होंगे। थोड़ा सा इसके बारे में हम बात करते हैं, और अभी इसकी चर्चा अभी हम आगे करते हैं अपने जी। तो ये जो बात है टाइम यूनिट्स के बारे में, अगर हम इसको शतपथ ब्राह्मण को पढ़ेंगे तो इसके बारे में भी हमें विस्तार पूर्वक इसके बारे में हम जान सकते हैं, जो कि क्या वैज्ञानिक आधार रहे टाइम यूनिट्स को जानने में।
थैंक यू सो मच। और आपका हिंदी, मैं भी हिंदी में अच्छी तरह बात कर सकता हूँ। मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑडियंस इंग्लिश हिंदी दोनों समझ रहा है अभी। हिंदी वाले मोस्टली यूट्यूब पे रहेंगे, और यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट्स दे अंडरस्टैंड इंग्लिश। ब्यूटीफुल, आपने पूरा बैकग्राउंड बताया। जस्ट टू समराइज, एंड actually I was not saying Vyasdev divided the Veda into 4 and gave it to 4 disciples. And you know, Vaishampayan's disciple was Yajnavalkya, but he studied Rig Veda under Paila Rishi, and Bashkala, Indra Pramiti were the 2 main disciples of Paila Rishi, who was responsible for Rig Veda. And then we see Bashkal's disciple was Yajnavalkya, who is student was Yajnavalkya, but he was a disciple of Vaishampaya. And there's a beautiful story in Purana how the Krishna and Shukla mantras came into existence, and also Taittiriya Brahmana. Taittiriya is actually means partridges, right? It was eaten up.
इट इज लाइक, ये तितिर जो है एक पक्षी का नाम है, उसके आधार पे इसका तैत्तिरीय ब्राह्मण का नाम आया है, क्योंकि कोई स्टोरी है कुछ इससे रिलेटेड।
Correct. There's a story behind everything. There's a history behind everything. Everything is as per the story. Now, in this Shatpath Brahmana, you were explaining me beforehand the 100 different paths of moksha. But in today's society, we only focus on dharma, artha, and kama. We forgot about moksha. Moksha is out. So 100 different paths of moksha in Shatpath Brahmana, in this mantras are there. So these 100 paths of moksha are designed for which type of human being, or anyone can follow them?
Yeah, exactly. The last sentence you said is totally right. And in our later on, what we are going to present, we can very well come to that point that for a layman also it is there. You can have the see what I feel कि जब हम जिस दृष्टि से हम वेद का अध्ययन करना चाहते हैं, वही दृष्टि से हमें वेद उत्तर देता है। ऐसा मान के मैं चलती हूँ। तो अगर आप कर्म परक दृष्टि रखते हैं कि मुझे कर्म के बारे में जानना है, जैसा हम गीता को देखते हैं, उसी तरह से अगर आप शतपथ ब्राह्मण को उस दृष्टि से देखेंगे तो आपको कर्म परक अध्ययन उसका मिलेगा आपको, लेकिन दृष्टि वैसी रखनी होगी। लेकिन अगर हम अपनी दृष्टि को ही कभी कर्म और कभी किसी दूसरे सब्जेक्ट में, तो शायद नहीं मिल पाएगा आंसर।
बिल्कुल सही, because atmate manate jagat, what you are is what you will get. So whatever is your goal is, agar aap apne atmate, what you see the world as, accordingly you will get the result from. Now in these Veda literatures, when the Western world, first of all, I don't accept any big scholar in the Western world as anything. First of all, let me be very clear, because it's not their language, and they try to introduce Christianity or Christian versions or a Brahmic thought process in everything that they do. So their whole goal is to assume things and substitute things for what they do not understand. Now, very important story is Yajnavalkya. Yajnavalkya, actually, Vaishampayan became angry with him for some reasons. Vaishampayan, I said Vaishampayan earlier because Vaishampayan is the one who was his guru. So he vomited and then worshipped Surya to give him unknown parts of the this Samhita, because all these Veda are called Samhita. So the point is that the one thing I also see in Yajnavalkya is the process of sadhana, sadhya, and the deep what do you call it, tapasya, before he started with different treatises like this under Rig Veda. It's still under Rig Veda. So but today's generation and all of us would like to read it theoretically only, just the mantra and the translation, and we think we can get it. So how important is sadhana to understand these things?
For this, if you allow me, I can give you one example.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, there is a आज तो हम उसे सिद्धांत के रूप में मानते हैं, लेकिन there is a word called स्वाध्याय, that which is very much important to know. When I wrote it about it in the year I think 2011, स्वाध्याय को मैंने तभी जिस तरह से उसका एक वर्ड का एटमोलॉजी करते हैं ना, उसी तरह से समझा कि ये कहना चाह रहे हैं सेल्फ स्टडी। अपनी जो भी आपके पास लिटरेचर है, उस लिटरेचर को आप अपने से अगर अध्ययन करते हैं, चाहे वैदिक लिटरेचर है या जो भी आज की परिप्रेक्ष्य में अगर देखें तो मॉडर्न कॉन्टेक्स्ट में, द बुक्स यू हैव जस्ट सेल्फ स्टडी दैट। यही शायद शतपथ ब्राह्मण में भी कहा होगा, ऐसा मैंने माना आज से 10 साल पहले। लेकिन कॉन्टिन्यूसली व्हेन आई वाज लुकिंग इनटू दैट एंड डीप डाइव इनटू इट, आई फाउंड इट इज नॉट अबाउट जस्ट सेल्फ स्टडी, it is study self also. That means you have to study your literature also introspect yourself through various forms, like, and how you can introspect yourself by जो हमारे षड रिपु कहे जाते हैं, जो हमारे षड रिपु कहे जाते हैं, काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मद, मत्सर, इन सब से दूर रहते हुए हम किस तरह से अपने आप को पहचानते हैं कि आज हमने क्या ठीक किया, आज हमने क्या ऐसा किया जो गलत था। और जब हम अपने आप को डिटैच करते हैं हर चीजों से, तब जाके हम इंट्रोस्पेक्ट कर पाते हैं, एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड स्वाध्याय। इतनी छोटी सी बात है, उसको समझने में मुझे ही 10 साल लग गए। तो इट इज वेरी मच इम्पोर्टेंट कि किस तरह से हम उसको एनालाइज करते हैं। लाइक एज यू सेड आदित्य जी, कि हम सिर्फ उसका ट्रांसलेशन पढ़ लेते हैं। ट्रांसलेशन हम एक बार पढ़ते हैं या 5 बार पढ़ते हैं, लेकिन उसको इंट्रोस्पेक्ट बार बार करते रहेंगे तो एवरी टाइम, मैंने बोला ना, जिस दृष्टि से हम उसको देखेंगे बार बार आपको आंसर मिलेगा, और शायद हर बारी कुछ नया मिलेगा।
Absolutely. These are I always say Vedas are axiomatic truths. We may not understand, but it's our problem. We may not understand, but then you are also studying under a teacher. You have a teacher, and you follow a parampara based on the teacher. And beyond a certain time, you have to develop, you have to add to your teachers also. That is a Guru Parampara, Shishya Parampara. So how does that, like always, there is a trikon, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Sadhu is very important because, and I know you are connected with a lot of good people, Dr. Rupa Bhati, and yourself, Nilesh, and Dr.
Well,
Balram Singh also.
Bhagwan Singh.
So you have your whole trikona over there. So your Shastra also, Sadhu also. Sadhu means who speak truth and without any adulteration. Sometimes truths can be bitter. Now, how important? So sadhana has also trikona, because without that there is no sadhana, and there is no sadhya, there is no you just mentioned swadhyaya. So self study is not swadhyaya. That's what I understand, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
It is basically introspection. It is about self study. लेकिन again, study yourself. अपने
and,
आप को जानो.
and also there is a connection to ruchi. Unless you are interested in these topics, you won't study them. And
बिल्कुल.
ruchi is a very long process, shraddha, sadhu sangha, anartha nivritti, then and then comes ruchi. Like the 5 steps after that, ruchi comes in, because in arranged marriages also nowadays, the ruchi comes much later. First, there is a the Western world may not like the topic of arranged marriages, but it still happens here too. Mother and father arrange the marriages, so that still happens here. So the my question to you right now is the how authentic are the Wikipedia commentaries on all these topics?
See, unless you are not a student of Vedas, it is very much relevant for you that you can drive knowledge from out of that. But if you are a student of Vedas or any other literature you are studying to, then I think you can very well. You can very well find out where is the loophole, where is the wrong information on the right. You can categorize that very easily, and also not about the Wikipedia only. Even in the some books, like we found certain books in library where the reference numbers are totally wrong because they have copied from somewhere. And like in the case of Shatpath Brahman, it has classification like Kand, then Brahman, then Adhyay, then Kandika. This is like that categorization, and we found in the Shatpath Brahman. But what happens? Sometimes Kandika number is missing, sometimes Brahman number is missing, sometimes Adhyay number is missing. In that sense, when we try to find out particular reference in the book, in the main main source, primary source, it is totally absent there. So this is how we cannot trust Wikipedia unless we want to have a full proof study of that subject.
So one interesting thing comes into play here is you also you also explained that Shatpath, 100 paths, Shatpath, and and also you explained the Brahmana meaning here. Brahmana is refers to the name is not refers to Varna. The people may think of it's not Varna. Now, in your studies of this Shatpath Brahmana, and we'll go detail into subsequent programs, what is the single most important aspect in the beginning which puts the emphasis, connects it back to the other param, to Veda Vyas? Do you have any first mantra which connects it back to in the original one?
See, I cannot say that. First of all, there is no mantra in the Shatpath Brahman. There are only sentences which are revealed by the Yagyavalkya Rishi, and also how we can connect all these things. You all know about the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. You all know about the Ishavasya Upanishad. They are the most popular most popular Upanishads we have. And as we all start our talk or we end our talk with Purnamadaha Purnamidam wala jo mantra hai. Otherwise, we usually say talk about Yagyavalkya Maitreyi Samvad dialogue. Otherwise, we talk about Ishavasya Midam Sarvam Yat Kinchat Jagatyam Jagat. तेन त्यक्तेन भुंजता माँ गृदः कस्य विद्यनम. इस तरह के जब हम मंत्र बोलते हैं तो हम सिर्फ याद करते हैं ईशावास्य उपनिषद को, लेकिन ये आया कहाँ से? शतपथ ब्राह्मण से. So if you want to go deep down into the studies of the Upanishad like Brihadaranyaka Upanishad or Ishavasya Upanishad or many other जो ऐसे सुभाषित है जो हमें आगे के संस्कृत लिटरेचर में मिलते हैं, they are already present in the Shatpath Brahman. So Shatpath Brahman is the main, जिसको हम कहेंगे ना, ocean of knowledge.
And we also mentioned the Shukla and Krishna. So what is the difference in that Shukla and Krishna in this treatise?
या शुक्ल में जैसा हमने बताया था, क्योंकि शतपथ ब्राह्मण जो है वो याज्ञवल्क्य के द्वारा है पूरा का पूरा, लेकिन याज्ञवल्क्य ऋषि याज्ञवल्क्य को पूर्ण रूप से ज्ञान, जैसा वैशंपायन का आपने ही बताया था अभी आदित्य जी, और जैसा हम जानते भी हैं कि वैशंपायन उनके गुरु रहे और उनसे उन्होंने जो ज्ञान प्राप्त किया शतपथ ब्राह्मण का, लेकिन ये साथ के साथ ही है, पैरेलल ही ऐसा स्टोरी मिलती है, आदित्य की कृपा से याज्ञवल्क्य ऋषि को ये ज्ञान प्राप्त हुआ, लेकिन जब उनको थोड़ा अपने ऊपर ऐसा माना जाता है, एक स्टोरी है कि अहंकार होने लगा और उन्होंने सारा का सारा जितना उनको ज्ञान अर्जित उन्होंने किया था उसको उन्होंने वमन कर दिया, जिसको हम वॉमिट कहते हैं इंग्लिश में। तो वो वमन किए हुए ज्ञान को जो दूसरे ऋषि थे, जो गुरु परंपरा वैशंपायन जी से पढ़ रहे थे, उन्होंने वो सारे के सारे तितिर रूप में अपना, मतलब एक बर्ड के रूप में सारे ज्ञान को जो है अपनी चोंच में दबा लिया, ऐसा कहा जाता है। वो जितना ज्ञान वॉमिट हुआ था, वमन किया गया था याज्ञवल्क्य ऋषि के द्वारा। तो इसीलिए जो दूसरी परंपरा मिलती है वो है तैत्तिरीय ब्राह्मण, जिसको हम कहते हैं। अब मुख्य रूप से ये शुक्ल और कृष्ण के रूप में हम कैसे जान सकते हैं? जो शुक्ल है वो, उसमें जो है विषयों का इतना ज्यादा मिश्रण नहीं मिलता, लेकिन कृष्ण जो परंपरा है उसमें विषय जो है बहुत ज्यादा मिश्रित है। साथ ही मैंने गद्य पद्य का भी थोड़ा बहुत अभी बात कही थी, उनके टेक्स्ट में, उनकी शैली में भी आपको मिश्रण नजर आता है। तो इस तरह से वो थोड़ा मिश्रित होने से उसे कृष्ण कहा जाता है, क्योंकि जैसे हम कहीं अगर वैसे बात करें तो जो काला होता है, काले रंग में सब कुछ मिल जाता है, सब कुछ उसी के अंदर समा जाता है, तो इसलिए हम इसे कृष्ण के रूप में जान सकते हैं, इजी वे में अगर समझना चाहें।
There is a mention. There is a mention that Yajnavalkya created 15 new branches of Vedic studies. 15. There's a particular shloka comes in Bhagavad Puran. See, my study is mostly Mahabharata, Ramayana, and Bhagavad Puran. These are the three main studies. I am studying other books now. I just got a copy of Rig Veda, and then I'm studying it now. But primarily, my studies are three books and also Manu Samhita. So my knowledge will be limited in terms of what you are saying. Okay, that's why I'm asking this question. Also, being honest here. So the story is the 15 Samhita. After he sees Suryadev, prays to him, Suryadev becomes the form of a horse and explains to him. You know, and then so what are those 15 Samhita? Are those part of this Shatpath Brahmana Samhita also?
That is a little question, different question for me, because I'm not a student of Puranas. But and also there is a mention of some literature in Shatpath Brahman also, but like about which 15 shakhas you are talking about, it is some, maybe it is of different subject. Yeah.
All right. Okay. No, thank you so much. I think this is a good introduction, and now we can get into the deep depth of. So, would you like to cover each 100 path in a separate program? Like to do that?
Thank you. Sure, that is my pleasure, and I'll be really grateful because from your medium, from your platform, if I'm going to convey this ancient and that too very religious, not religious, I should say. I mean, जिसके लिए हम श्रद्धा रखते हैं, रिस्पेक्ट रखते हैं, ऐसा लिटरेचर अगर मैं आपके प्लेटफॉर्म से अगर इसी तरह से रख सकती हूँ, तो आई एम वेरी मच ग्रेटफुल टू यू। एंड ऑल्सो एज आई सेड, एशियंट, बहुत ये कितना पुराना है, अगले सब्सिक्वेंट हम उसके विषय में बात करेंगे।
Exactly. And also this is more not religious in a way, because religious is mostly related to Abrahamic literature. This is more Vaigyanic and is more English word will be scientific, maybe more scientific and more logical than
logical is right.
Yeah, because people are hungry for knowledge. But what the Abrahamic cultures do is they restrict the human brain to a small box. You know, like there is in America, there is a saying: if you want people to go somewhere, build a road. If you don't want to go somewhere, don't build a road. And academics use that extensively. What they do is that they work with the politics or research papers and scholarly consensus, that only they are the ones who will make the road and others cannot. If they discover any other road, they'll say that is not a good road, and that's gone. So I think the human potential for seeking knowledge is limited by the limited conceptions of these individuals. But thank you so much, Dr. Aparna, and I have to say Dr. Aparna Dhir Khandelwal. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and thank you for all the viewers for watching it. And do comment on YouTube, and we'll start with the series on Shatpath so that we know 100 different paths of moksha. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Namaste.